myself and my partner, we say this is football weather as we welcome you to chilly M&T Bank Stadium near the Inner Harbor in Baltimore. Today, we've got a Week 13 matchup for you here between the Cincinnati Bengals and the Baltimore Ravens. And he opts to not bring this one out. The first drive will start at the 25. Here are the Bengals on offense, and here is Joe Burrow ready to lead them at quarterback.
And I liked what his head coach told us about him this week, that no matter what happens, whether he throws 7 interceptions or 7 touchdown passes, he's the same assertive leader in the huddle on each and every play. He can throw the 7 interceptions, just blame the football, blame anything else, and still carry himself like he is the man.
It's like you, assertive in our production meetings.
Well, especially when we're talking about ordering dinner, ordering some snacks.
I was just going to say.
That's where I go.
5 yards on the game's first play, second down.
Well, they're unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. From the shotgun, Joe Burrow completes it to the tight end, Kittle. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 11 yards there, first down. These guys hooking up right away here, Charles. 2 plays, both passes in his direction, and both catches.
And in our time together, have we not seen the tight end position continue to develop in the passing game? You know, at some point, we may not call them tight ends anymore. We may have to come up with an entirely different way of designating that position and what they do on the field. Because when I hear tight end, I think of the old school, hand in the dirt, blocking on the line of scrimmage. These guys are much more receiver than they are guys who are going to move in the running game.
They'll run for the first time with Raheem Mostert. And he's going to bowl his way forward to the 48. Now it appears we've got an injured Raven down there on the field. While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside. The Ravens bring out an extra defensive back here on 3rd. From the shotgun, it's Burrow. And able to haul it in is Kittle. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. He had 3 catches last week. That one his 3rd on this drive alone.
Well, I know from past experience, before you actually play a game, you visualize what's going to happen. And I don't know anyone who doesn't visualize themselves being in the center of what's going on. That's 3 catches for him here in the early going. He's got to like the way this is started.
Absolutely. 3 catches on any drive is good opening. There goes Green. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. A.J. Green. His 6th touchdown of the season. And the Bengals are going to take a first-quarter lead. A nice throw there by the second-year quarterback.
And I don't believe that was the kind of play he would have made as a rookie. Because usually your rookie season is a continuation of your college days. A lot of one read, and if you don't have it, you just take off and go. Now he's settled in the pocket a little bit more, reading the field and getting to his 2nd and sometimes 3rd progression. That was a nice play.
Now after the touchdown, here's Crosby to kick it away. Now returning it, Antonio Callaway. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. So here are the Ravens now as they get set for their opening possession. They'll be led out by the former Mississippi State product, the mobile quarterback, Dak Prescott.
And while he won't admit it because his team lost the game, he had some fun in the last one.
He threw for over 400 yards.
I mean, there's no getting around it. As a QB, yeah, okay. We lost the game, but boy, that felt good flinging it around. Now he's got to figure out how to do the exact same thing, yet turn it into a win.
Play action now. Prescott. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down.
Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. This one complete to Curtis Samuel. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. A big play on the catch and run, covering 34 yards.
When they've needed a play this year, he's certainly been the guy to deliver it. As this season has gone on, he's been awfully consistent and sometimes spectacular.
So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. The play action fake. They'll look to throw. And oh, he took that in one-handed. What a grab. They moved the ball over 50 yards between this play and the last one.
But we know he has pretty good hands on display there. In fact, he only needed one of them.
Yeah, nowadays, all these receivers work on this, right? They do the one-handed catches off the machine in practice. They do it with their quarterbacks. They do it contested, uncontested. They make it part of their repertoire.
From the red zone now, Prescott. And this is going to be intercepted. Shaquille Griffin with a pick. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. What a start defensively. Your offense goes out, gets the touchdown, and then you get the interception. Just perfect.
How about the discipline that they showed on defense? Because after the offense scored to go up 7-zip, you would think they might be a little extra aggressive trying to get back at them. Instead, they read their keys well. When they took the shot,
weaving through traffic, and now he's free. The 30, 10, and all the way in for a Cincinnati score. Chase Claypool, an 80-yard touchdown. And the Bengals strike quickly here for 6 points. They've got to be thrilled on the road right now. Touchdown, turnover, touchdown, and quickly trying to make it 14-0.
Yeah, and mentioned it already. On the road, to be able to go into someone else's house and establish a start like that, obviously your confidence rises in a big way, and you're putting some doubt in their minds.
Crosby with the extra point, and that'll make the score 14-0. Now after the touchdown, here's Crosby to kick it away. Callaway, the return man. And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30.
On the return, the Ravens take over 1st and 10.
Baltimore set to take over here for their second possession of the game. And they had a nice little drive going last time. Threw the interception in the red zone. Costly.
Bad enough to throw it anywhere, but that drives coaches insane when they're thinking about, hey, we got a shot at points already. We're already in a spot where you're thinking you got 3 on the board for sure, and to come away with nothing, that's a really tough one for them to swallow.
Yeah, will they make up for it? And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. That one, a first down pickup of 8. Well, you're down early. How do you get back in the game, maybe establish the run? I think they're trying to do that.
Now, I'm with you on that one, and what I like about the message is that there's no panic from the head coach. He's already told his offensive coordinator, let's run the football, let's get things settled down a little bit, and find our way back into this game.
A good pickup there, 26 yards. Well, we know he's got the speed there. He needed the speed and the hands. A great catch.
And because of that speed, you have to respect it as a defender. So you have to either play off or make sure you're somehow in contact with him. And he's able to do exactly what you said. Use the speed to his advantage and go up and get the football. That's a big-time play right there.
That one goes for 30 yards. Now, we know this offense has the potential to strike quickly, and they just bit off 2 huge plays on back-to-back snaps.
So on the other sand of the ball, you've got to go band of brothers.
And he's going to go down. Sacked back at the 13-yard line. Javon Hargrave able to record his 5th sack of the season.
Well, that was point counterpoint, wasn't it? They decided to throw for it on 1st and goal. Instead, the defense counters with pressure, and the defense wins, getting a big sack.
And this is caught. Touchdown, Baltimore. Taywan Taylor, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Ravens draw a bit closer. Bouncing back nicely from that bad opening drive where he threw the interception. Drive number 2 leads him right down the field and into the end zone.
So obviously his confidence was never lost, and that's a good thing to see. Great quality to have. You absolutely must maintain that as a quarterback. But I have to think that they're probably still on the script that they prepared for this game. Just the second drive. They've worked on these plays all week in practice. Put them to good use on that one.
Taken about 7 yards deep. And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25.
25-yard line.
Cincinnati set to take over once again. And following that long touchdown pass, a one-play drive last time, see if the defense, you know they're ready. They don't want that to happen again.
And you would have thought they would have been ready the last time. I mean, that's what you work on all the time. Make sure that no one gets behind you. That's the cardinal sin of defense, not giving up the long pass. They did. Let's see how they adjust.
First down. Here's Burrow. This one into the hands of Kittle, the tight end. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. 3 yards the gain there, second down. I know when you got a top tight end like this, you want to get him involved, but when you do, you're hoping for more than that.
You certainly are. You've got to try and get him some space where he can make a play downfield, or at least an opportunity.
And the Raven pressure too much. Down he goes. Jadeveon Clowney in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. So that'll leave Burrow and the Bengals with a 3rd and long after that sack we just saw. Out of the gun, it's Burrow. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Jadeveon Clowney, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest one is maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. 0 accountability, and a sack resulted.
A big kick there. We'll call it 56 yards on the punt. And out will come the offense as they take over. And a look now at Nelson, who remains down. He appears to be shaken up a bit. Well, he gets attended to. We'll step aside. Baltimore with good starting field position as they come up 1st and 10 at their 38. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves them with 2 to go on second down.
First play of the drive. Let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking. But the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
On second down, Swift. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line.
Second into his prime time for a little bit of a gamble, isn't it? Open up the playbook, go play action, toss that bad boy deep. But in this situation, go ahead and give it to your back. Let him pick up a first down. Keep the sticks moving.
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down.
And I think they'd be well served to take that type of a physical approach against him the rest of the game. He's had his way so far, but on that last one, that worked quite well for the defense.
On second down now, Swift, and that is not going to get it done either. Once again, he stopped behind the line by this Bengals D. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11.
This defense has really flown around in the first half. They've gotten to the ball carrier before they can really get started. Offense got to come up with something else in order to try and get this running game going.
Now Prescott. Yeah, he'll find Hall. And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. A big play there. His 6th touchdown of the season. And the Ravens are an extra point away from tying the football game. As a former DB, you might not like to see that, but from a wide receiver's perspective, those are the plays they dream of.
Correct on both counts. All right, because once he took off, I mean, let's face it,
That should have been done in Big Sky Country. Aren't any speed limits out there? And off he went. Glad I wasn't the one trying to chase him.
Extra point up and good by Tavecchio. And we've got a tie game here in a back-and-forth first half.
Giorgio Tavecchio set to kick off.
This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. Fields it in the middle of the end zone. And no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback.
At their own 25-yard line.
Cincinnati now ready to take the field. And that 14-0 lead to begin the ball game, well, that's gone now. Time to regroup.
I think even up 2 touchdowns, they knew this wasn't going to be a walk in the park, and I think that's why we would see the head coach going up and down the sidelines telling his team, let's stay with it, let's keep going. It's almost like he knew they were going to make their run at him, and they have. As you said, let's see if they can regroup and get going again.
And they'll begin by running the option. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain, considering the blitz that they just had against them.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. Here's Burrow setting up to throw it. Able to hit his target, Claypool. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. And they run the option here on 1st and 10. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
Well, they didn't get a whole lot out of that one, but I think you got to continue to try and run and try and keep your defense honest.
You mean or else they'll just sit back, dare you to throw it on every down?
Yeah, you get your quarterback hit a lot that way, too.
On 2nd down, it's Cohen. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. That'll wind up going for a loss of 4. And that's going to lead to a 3rd and 11.
That's a play to take note of there for the defense, I think, in the future. If you're going to try and block him, maybe you get a guard to help double-team him and try and steer him out of the play. They should have done it on that snap.
And that is incomplete.
That could be the stop this defense needed to get them back on track. They've been pretty well dissected by the offense here in the first half. After that possession, now they know that they can compete with this offense.
The Ravens take over 1st and 10 at their own.
Now the Baltimore offense heading back out onto the field. And that last drive, so effective in the passing game, resulting in the touchdown. Maybe not many people were focused on the trenches. There was good protection there.
Excellent protection. So now defensively, you've almost got to get down to those starters blocks like you're a sprinter. Get lower than those guys on offense and find a way to roar through them or around them to get into the face of the pass.
Easier said than done, though.
Way easier said than done. But they've got to try something because right now they're just cutting them to shreds.
And with that completion, he's now north of 200 yards here in the first half. Boy, a tough start for the secondary defensively.
It is, and it's got to put a dent in their confidence. And, you know, you always want to keep that up and feel like you can always bounce back after plays. But with the kind of numbers he's putting up here, it's starting to wear on them a little bit, I think. So they're looking at each other and trying to figure out what defense will work and how can they play better without getting beat deep for big passes.
So 2nd and 8 here after the pass play for 2 yards on 1st down. Now a carry for Swift. He's got the first down and more inside the 40. And finally taken down at the 35-yard line. It's a pickup of 17 and a first down.
Brandon, I think you and I were both raised the same way in the game of football. You run to set up the pass, but I think we've discovered in this NFL, a lot of teams pass to set up the run. And that's what they've done throughout this game. They've aired it out, thrown it around the yard. Now they've come back to the running game, and they find a way to be successful with it.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. On play action, Prescott. Throw left side complete. It's Hall. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. That one nearly 30 yards, 29 officially. A cool little accomplishment for him passing the football. 25,000 yards. He just surpassed that for his career.
When he was a little guy in the backyard just throwing it around probably with his dad, he thought about playing in the NFL. He dreamed of it. But to put up these kind of numbers while doing so, that's got to be kind of cool for him. He'll enjoy the heck out of thinking about that when this one is over.
And he just throws this one away. Smart decision here this close to the end zone, and it brings up second down. 2 of their 3 red zone trips so far they've come up empty on. They'll look to reverse that trend on second and goal. They'll roll him out right. And oh, it'll be intercepted. Marcus May with a pick. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. I know it appeared he was saying, hey, give me the football, I'm open, but I don't know if that's a pass that he should have thrown there.
Well, I don't think we've ever met a wide receiver that doesn't think he is open or is about to be open.
True.
So when you throw your hand up in the air and tell your quarterback, hey, I'm available, he's trusting that you are. In this case, he was not, and it turned into disaster for them.
That catch good for only a couple.
That was a nice throw out there to the flat, but they defended that pretty well. The hope is to go ahead and put it on him so he can turn and get upfield and gain additional yardage. There just wasn't anywhere to go on that play.
On second down, here's Burrow. And he goes down. The Ravens able to get to him.
How about that? One of the so-called little guys putting the pressure on. That was a strong safety. When I was in college, we often called that a lightning blitz.
So that'll leave Burrow and the Bengals with a 3rd and long after that sack we just saw. Here's Mostert. And they'll indeed stop him on 3rd down. And now what do you want to do with your timeouts? Just a 2-yard pickup, and that should necessitate a call for the punt team here on 4th down. Here's Jordan Berry now, standing right on his own 5-yard line. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. Returnable here for Callaway. And that'll be a return of 12 following a very nice punt. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Baltimore about ready to go on offense. And the interception thrown in the red zone last time. We'll see if they can rebound.
I just have to think the last thing he said as they went back out there was, don't do that again. What do you think?
What do you think?
Yeah, I think that. I think that not only did he say that, but he also told them, let's put it in the end zone that it's supposed to be in, all right? The end zone we're trying to score. I know we're being a little bit facetious here, but the bottom line is take care of the football, and everything else should flow from there.
Quick lesson, never ask the play-by-play guy a question.
Hey, you're my partner. I know you're right there with me.
That's going to be caught by Samuel. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Curtis Samuel as the first half is winding down. And the Ravens have taken the lead.
And that touchdown gives them a touchdown lead before they attempt the extra point. What a great way to end the half.
Yeah, great job to put themselves in front. And now, see on the sideline, special teams defense scrambling, saying we want to preserve this for the final moments of this second quarter.
Giorgio Tavecchio set to kick off.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away.
This will make it into the end zone. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. The Bengals drive about to get going. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
And this offense going to elect to burn a timeout with 5 seconds remaining in quarter number 2. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. He's going to air it out deep for Green. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. He was looking for his favorite target, A.J. Green, that time. And it's second down. Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 35. Final play of the half for Burrow and company. The tight end Kittle has it on the left side. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. And okay, so much for our halftime break. Apparently we're going to get right back to it.
14.
The Ravens ready to receive it. And they've got the lead as well as we resume play in the second half. And he won't quite make it to the 25.
The Ravens take over 1st and 10 at their own 24.
Out come the Ravens now. They'll go on offense first here in this third quarter. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there. And that's what this defense is going to need to do more in the second half. Good pressure that time, forces some indecision in the backfield. He's going to wind up being taken down for a nice loss.
Off the play fake, Prescott. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be third down.
I remember Coach telling me a long time ago the difference between playing corner and safety in the NFL. Corner is like the Autobahn. Everybody just flying by, and these corners have been really busy in this game, although they got it done on the last play.
On the last play, yes, but there have been some good numbers put up against them offensively. And the throw there going to be incomplete. And that one off the mark, a little late with a throw. Here now, Johnny Townsend, as he's on a punt for the first time this afternoon. And just a single punt for him in the loss last week as he sends this one away. And good hustle here as this is going to be blown dead right at the 9-yard line.
Well, someone's going to be happy with that effort. You know who else is going to be happy? His defense.
Absolutely.
He's created a very long field for that offense to try to traverse.
And he got some help from Mr. Football there, checking up nicely. Good English on that punt. They'll start on the ground with Mostert. And just not much to be had there. 1 yard out to the 10.
The ball carrier.
I have to think a major focus of the halftime meetings had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the first level, make sure that block's secure before they slide off and try and chip someone at the second level.
And it's third down.
On third down, Burrow. And he's going to go down. Back at his own 5-yard line, it's a sack.
I think most quarterbacks would love to have the goal line actually extend up into the air and turn into a wall. And they can put their back against it and know exactly where they are on the field so they don't end up in the end zone. Didn't do it on that play, but perilously close to the goal line.
And he's able to get it out of there, and this is a pretty good kick. Now Callaway on the return. A pretty good punt, but a nice 13-yard return. And the Ravens set up well to begin their drive as it'll begin in enemy territory already. And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. The last couple of drives have ended in punts. Maybe the crowd minds that, but you're a defensive guy. You're okay with a couple of punt drives.
Listen, I'm the guy that loves a 0-0 pitch game. All right, in baseball, I can handle that going into the 7th inning. I think the crowd, though, they want to see a little bit more excitement. Let's see if someone can break something free on offense and get going.
Offense at a premium the last 2 drives. On second down now, Swift, and he'll get this down only to about the 46. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up. Pretty good little 2-play sequence there. You foresee incompletion, then a very short pickup.
Yeah, now maybe you bring in an extra defensive back or 2 because you want to try and defend on 3rd down. They like to play those nickel or sub packages, don't they?
Looking left side, and he's got a man. It's Hall. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. A big play there with his 2nd touchdown of the game, number 7 on the year. As the Ravens push further out in front.
In order to lead in a game, you're going to get plenty of contributors, but that's his 2nd touchdown catch of this game. He's one of the key guys in this one.
And you better believe he'll be looking for the hat trick here as this one continues to go.
Giorgio Tavecchio.
Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Tavecchio. Taken about 7 yards deep.
And he'll just take a seat, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line.
Now the Cincinnati offense ready to see what they can do here.
These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
I see a shake of the head as he gets up, and you've got to imagine he's thinking, guys, you got to help me out. He's hoping his team can read his thoughts because he definitely needs some assistance.
Again, they'll run it with Mostert. And once again, they stop him behind the line. Great job by this Ravens defense.
2 yards the loss there. Now 3rd and 14.
You got to figure the further they fall behind, the more you think that they'll get away from the run. They're trying to stick with it, but the results, they just aren't there.
Now Joe Burrow on 3rd and long.
And the Raven pressure too much. Down he goes.
Brandon, I think you understand the type of afternoon this offensive line is having. It is a long one for them. Long for you to spend it with me. Long for them trying to block those guys. They've given up a whole lot of sacks, and the speed and quickness of that defensive line is eating them alive.
And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. And taken right on the 30.
So a good punt there, but a nice return of 11 yards.
And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Now the Baltimore offense heading back out onto the field.
And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
And he'll take this for about 4 up to the 46-yard line.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6.
2nd and 6 at the 46-yard line.
They'll stay on the ground with Swift. And a minimal gain here as he's up to about the 47-yard line.
The ball carrier.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is a force of nature at the defensive tackle position. Yes, he's as big as they come, but still plenty agile. He's able to make a nice play there to swallow up the ball carrier.
Now it's a bootleg with Prescott. Completes it to Samuel. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. 27 yards there on a very nice 3rd down conversion.
With the kind of game he's had so far, you had to know that on 3rd down, that they would be looking his way, and they did, for big yardage and a 1st down. I think the defense fell asleep at the switch on that one. I would have doubled him, tripled him, anything to keep the ball out of his hands.
They'll run on 1st down. Swift. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. That's back-to-back plays of over 20 yards.
I think we're seeing the effect that runs like that are starting to have on this game. They're a little bit slower, that front 7, reacting to the football, almost like body blows in boxing. Slowing them down, and they're really starting to take over in this game.
And he'll go down, and that will do it for the 3rd quarter of action. Back now in Baltimore. It's the Ravens in control of the football. They've also got the lead as we get set for the 4th. From the 2 now, 2nd and goal. Throwing, Prescott. So they hit pay dirt, but don't count it yet. There's laundry on the field. We'll see what the penalty flag is about.
Illegal touching. Offense.
So reverse the celebration. We'll see if they have something else in their bag of tricks.
And isn't that always tough to watch when they score and you see the excitement, and then when they realize those points aren't going to count? Can they get it back together and find their way back to the end zone?
Got a man, it's caught for a Ravens touchdown. Curtis Samuel, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon, and the Ravens will add on to their lead.
Trying to bust out of that losing funk, and these fans have to like this. And all right, fellas, this is more like it.
And I know that if this holds up after the game, they're going to give the fans a lot of credit being at home, getting the support. But you and I both know it goes deeper than that. They had to get it together in their own facility, look each other in the eye and say, okay, what's it going to take to break this losing streak? And they really came together with a good week of practice.
Set to kick off.
Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Tavecchio. Takes this about 5 yards deep. And this will not be brought out. It's a touchback.
At their own 25-yard line.
And out now, here come the Bengals. And with this deficit, you can't have too many more drives like the last drive where you had to punt it away.
You know what I would tell my offense right here? The punter doesn't exist, guys. He doesn't even exist. He's not a team anymore. I just cut him, all right? So you've got to go out and create some offense for us here and give us some points.
And he goes down. The Ravens able to get to him.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. Now, following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. Burrow will throw over the middle to Kittle, complete. And this one will go to the 28-yard line. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for 3rd down. You cannot write these guys off just yet, not with a quarterback like that under center.
You mean it actually crossed your mind with him running the team that you could actually maybe write this game off?
Not yet.
Not a chance. Not with him. We've seen it too many times.
Here's Burrow. Looking for Green, and it's intercepted. William Jackson with a pick. CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
On 1st down, Swift. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra.
And Prescott, his 3rd interception. Marcus May with a pick. 30, 20, and he will bring it back. It's a pick 6 for a Bengals TD. This game's still fairly well in hand, but I think now you go conservative, don't you? Go into your shell, just run the football.
I think you have to, but you also have to tell your backs, make sure you're really protecting the football because you're going to run into a stacked defensive front, which is why they were throwing the football before, trying to make sure they just get their backs, really beat up in that situation. Now, good luck to them.
Callaway, the return man. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return.
The Ravens take over 1st and 10 at their own 31-yard line.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And the pick 6 we just saw makes things a little more interesting. Still, though, a 2-possession game as they control their destiny in this 4th quarter. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. They'll wind up losing 4 yards on the play. And that's going to make it 2nd and 14.
Brandon, it's clearly a running situation when you're up in the 4th quarter. They're going to have to stack the box and make it difficult for them to move the ball.
Made it very difficult right there. Now they need to repeat that effort.
Yeah, bring 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take to slow them down.
Well, the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14. Play fake. Here's Prescott. And that'll be incomplete.
Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, third down.
Have to give some credit to the defender on that when he read all of his keys perfectly and got a great break on the ball and able to force that incompletion.
Prescott off play action. They'll get this to his tight end. It's Jonnu Smith. And he's going to come up a few yards short of the first. They get him to the ground at the 37. They pick up 10, but it'll still lead to a fourth down.
One of the money routes for any offense, the drag route. So tough to defend because the receiver can stop at any point and make himself available to the quarterback and get a completion. But I love the communication we saw there. All the defenders pointing out the receiver where he was going, and then they're able to rally to the ball after the catch and stop him short of a first down.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And incomplete as he was knocked as he threw it. And it took the ball off course.
Second and 10.
Second and 10 now, Burrow. And the Raven pressure too much. Down he goes. Jadeveon Clowney make that now 8 sacks for him on the season.
I remember throughout my career here in defensive coaches always say, guys, you got to earn the right to rush the passer. But they put themselves in a great spot with this big lead, and they know they've got to throw the ball.
These pass rushers have to be salivating. It is pin your ears back time indeed.
Completion here to Claypool. It'll be a pickup of 13, but it'll still lead to a fourth down.
13 yards. But it brings up.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on fourth down. They're going for it. They'll try and throw forward with Burrow. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Bengal TD. Chase Claypool with his second touchdown of the game, number 7 on the year. And the Bengals have got it back to a one-score game. Wow, talk about a big fourth down conversion for the score. Defensively, how do you let that happen?
I think you start with the offense and you give them credit for going for it and having that type of, well, let's face it, audacity. But defensively, I think you're right on target, partner. There's no way something like that's supposed to happen in that situation. You're supposed to be able to shut that down and get the ball back for your own team. Instead, they give up not just a big play, but a touchdown.
There again is the running back as he trots onto the field. So after that hot start, the numbers here show the decline. What has the defense done adjustment-wise?
Sometimes when you have a running back who's getting off to a hot start, you've got to catch him before he really gets going. So you change what you do across the defensive front. Instead of the linebackers being back a few yards, you bring them up closer. It's what we call mugging the line of scrimmage, taking away a lot of blocking angles and gaps, and maybe stopping him before he can get going.
Mugging the line of scrimmage, okay.
Yeah, in this case.
Once again, it's Swift. And he'll get about 3 here as he's out to the 30.
Swift, the ball carrier. The tackle made by Jake Ryan.
Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. So it's Raven football here as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. And that's caught by Smith. And now right out of the 2-minute break, we'll get a timeout used defensively with 1:56 to go. We're not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And now with 1:52 to go, we get another pause of the action. A timeout here defensively. Have to imagine this will be on the ground as well as they come up 2nd and 7. They'll keep it on the ground. Swift. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. Now the Bengals going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down. They'll run here with Swift. And across midfield he goes and into Bengal territory. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
It's a pickup of 6. Brings up second.
Running is Swift.
At the Bengals.
Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 3rd and 3.
This has been an up and down, back and forth type of a game, hasn't it? Maybe this long drive take a little bit of the wind out of their sails, kind of settle things down a little bit.
So here we go, Charles, 3rd down. Any chance you're throwing?
I don't think so. I think you got to keep the clock rolling here.
And indeed, they will keep it on the ground. It's a gain of 3 there, and that should be just about all she wrote. They'll run on 1st down. Swift. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down.
Brought down by Mike Edwards. A gain of 5 brings
throwing here. Prescott is going to fire, and this is caught. And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown.
And that touchdown should make you feel comfortable. But do you really feel like it's totally over yet?
Not totally, but I think you're pretty much there.
Yeah, you've still got to make sure you stay with it, do all the right things down the stretch, especially on defense. But that touchdown there, you've got to feel good about your chances.
Tavecchio good on the extra point, and the lead now up to 14.
Bengals 28. Giorgio Tavecchio set to kick off.
Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Tavecchio. This will make it into the end zone, and it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt to return. So Burrow and the Bengals down by 2 touchdowns, 20 seconds to go. A crushing loss to their playoff chances on the horizon, barring a huge turnaround here, starting with 1st and 10. They will throw on 1st down with Burrow. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
Intended for A.J. Green.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25.
At the 25-yard line.
Now Burrow. And he goes down. The Ravens able to get to him. Yannick Ngakoue coming in hard there on the blitz, and he gets him 7 yards behind the line of scrimmage.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line